Hello everybody, it's been a little bit of a gap since I did my last video, sorry about that, but I am back and it's really good to be here. I'm Vivian McGrath from vivianmcgrath.com, and recently I posted on YouTube a video with one of my clients, Angela, and she has had a dramatic, life-changing outcome working with me. And she really has been freed from a lot of inner shame. She's a very successful executive, but she had a lot of inner shame. And she has now become really stepped into the leader and woman she was born to be. The one that now knows her self-worth and believes from the bottom of her heart that she deserves every bit of success and that her hard work has created. So she's really stepped into her worth. But I wanted to come in here to just say that my Power Within You program is not for everyone. In fact, there's about 5 reasons where I'll be the first to tell you that to not work with me, that we're not the right fit. So to save you some trouble. And the first one is that you're scared that I'll make you leave your relationship, your present relationship. You know, I was speaking to a woman the other day and she was she'd been for years in an unfulfilling relationship, one in which she had just given everything herself, all her love, all her time, all her energy, and got very little in return. And she'd been really for years feeling rejected and abandoned, but she was afraid to leave because she said to me, I don't know what life will be like without him. And she honestly feared that I would encourage her to leave him. And I just want to be clear that that's not my business, let alone is it my place to tell anybody to leave any relationship, because I don't know that relationship. But I can tell you this, that without a shadow of a doubt, because I know from working with a lot of women, that by the end of 8 weeks of working with me, you will absolutely be in such an empowered place and so happy and comfortable within that you will know exactly what the right choice around any relationship is for you. But I also want to add to that, because I'm also not the sort of person who's going to condone a relationship in which you are not being fulfilled, your needs are not being met, because I don't believe that's good enough for you. Nor will I enable you to waste more years in a relationship that is emotionally abusive or with someone who's not available to you. And so if you are the sort of woman who is in a toxic or abusive relationship and you are too scared to leave, and you want to spend all your energy, time, love, whatever, focused, pouring it all onto them, but you're getting nothing in return. But you're okay with that. You're comfortable because that comfort blanket of that dysfunctional relationship feels more comfortable to you than getting out of your comfort zone to leave. Then I can't help you anyway. I really can't, because if any woman that is spending their entire life trying to fix a broken relationship, trying to rescue a damaged man, and is not ready to put themselves first, then I can't help them anyway. You know, it does come down to you. It's only when you are ready to pour all the love, energy, time, and focus into healing you that I can help you to be liberated in life and love. So that's got nothing to do with relationships and me telling you whether to stay or leave, if that makes sense. And if that is who you are, that you just want to keep trying more, doing more, pleasing more, loving more, trying to prove more and fix, hang on to that fantasy that maybe one day this narcissistic sort of guy is going to change, then I'm not right for you. Anyway, I'm not for you. The second reason I would say definitely do not work for me, do not work with me, is if you're just looking for small tweaks and relationship tips. Because, breaking free from a lifetime of toxic relationships, it takes deep inner work and the courage to look deep within, sometimes at places that are a little bit out of your comfort zone because you've been suppressing those fears, insecurities, and things that you need to look at to heal for a long time. It's been easier to run away and avoid than actually do the inner work to heal and move forward with your life. And sometimes women do approach me and say, I need to heal, but all I need is some tips to know what the red flags are to look out for next time when I'm dating. The truth is, they saw those red flags a long time ago. They know what they are. I don't actually need to tell them. And they tell me that themselves. I saw the red flags. I ignored them. And see, again, it's not about me giving relationship tips so you can do a little tweak at if I've got my list of red flags to look out for the next time I date, then I'm good. I'm never going to be in a relationship with an emotionally unavailable person ever again. But that's going about it the wrong way, because it's not about them or the relationship itself. It's about you. And I don't want you to think I'm blaming you for being a victim to this sort of abusive or toxic relationship, but it is a pattern that repeats itself. And if it's not the last toxic person, it will be the next one. That pattern does repeat. They target you and not other women for a reason. Have you ever wondered that? Have you ever felt there's something about me that always attracts these types when my friends don't? And that pattern, a lifetime pattern, because it's very rare that somebody ends up in an emotionally unavailable or toxic relationship just the one time. It's not a random thing. Usually you've been in more than one. And to break that pattern, to heal what it is about you that energetically tells all the narcissists in the universe, come and pick on me, it takes a lot more than just a few tips and tweaks to break that lifetime pattern that has led you into relationships that are lonely. You feel rejected, betrayed, and abandoned. But if that is what you're looking for, just relationship tweaks and tips, that's fine, no worries. You can email me, I can send you some. But if you really, really, really want to break this cycle and heal and never settle for less than you deserve it ever again, then we're not the right fit. Unless you're really serious and committed about breaking this pattern, not just having a list of tips to know when you're dating. You know what I mean? There is a very big difference. The third reason not to work with me is that you're committed to your talk therapist. Many women that have come to me have been doing talk therapy for years. You talk, they listen, time's up, repeat next month. And if it gives you some, it can give you some comfort, but so many come to me feeling like they're still stuck. They say, you know, I stopped making progress. It's sort of helped for a bit, but I'm just not getting anywhere. I stopped making progress a long time ago, and I just still go because it's sort of a habit I'm comfortable with, and I haven't really thought about breaking. Now, again, like relationships, I'm never going to tell anyone to stop seeing their therapist if that is what you want. And many of my clients do sometimes work with their existing therapist alongside of me. But the difference is that they tell me is that I've actually lived through what they've experienced in abusive relationships myself. You know, I have I've been in a toxic relationship. I almost lost my life to one. So if that is what you're looking for, and you're ready to try something new with someone who has walked in your shoes, that's brilliant. That's great. Then I'm here. But if not, then feel free to keep going to those monthly meetings. You know, but just decide, is it still working for you or not? You know, that's a choice you need to make. The fourth reason why I would honestly admit don't work with me is that you're very happy to keep dabbling. You know, there are many people who are happy to just keep dabbling, trying everything, you know, going down the YouTube rabbit holes, searching for answers as to why you keep attracting toxic partners and toxic people into your life over and over and over again, how and why they keep taking advantage of you and leaving you hurt and alone, and reading self-help books, talking to your friends who are actually getting quite sick of hearing you go on about your disastrous love life. Mine were, I'm sure. You're trying one-off counseling sessions. You're swearing off dating and isolating yourself because you think, well, I can't trust my judgment. I'll try that for a while. Or you start dating again in search of the next man or woman to distract you from the pain of the last. You know, it's exhausting, but you're happy. Even though you know deep down that none of this has worked for you so far, and it is a little bit of Groundhog Day, and you're still going in that cycle, toxic relationship, rinse, repeat, another toxic relationship, and around we go in that circle. But you keep going down that path because you keep convincing yourself, you know, it's not so bad. I'm better than last year. I have many women say, you know, at least I'm better than last year. I've been doing a bit of meditation. I've been looking on YouTube. I've been doing a bit of this, bit of that, bit of this, bit of that. And I'm a little bit better than last year. But I say to them, you know, okay, but let me ask you this. You are still unhappy after 40 years. You're still pining after an ex that hurt you. You're still in that cycle of attracting another one after another one after another one. You're putting on that pretend happy face and showing the world you're strong when deep inside you're very lonely and insecure. But sometimes it's easier to convince yourself, actually, it's not that bad. And, you know, sometimes there's a secret subconscious payoff to this because it's actually easier than facing the truth. That continuously dabbling with a little bit here, a little bit there, and sometimes having a good day, the odd good day in between all of the bad. It's like putting a Band-Aid. It makes you feel better for a little bit when actually what you need, you're putting a Band-Aid over a wound that actually needs surgery. So if you're ready to cut the root cause of years of heartache and unhappiness and open yourself up to the possibility of healthy, fulfilling, safe, long-lasting and really happy relationships. Let's talk. But if you're not, you're welcome, if it makes you feel better, to keep convincing yourself that you're okay and going back to dabbling in what feels more familiar to you, even if it hasn't worked so far, then go ahead. That is your choice. The fifth reason not to work with me is that you won't invest in yourself. A woman I spoke to recently told me of years and years of being taken advantage of by men. She'd lost thousands of dollars supporting them, propping up their businesses to make them feel better about themselves, not to mention losing their self-respect, their happiness, feelings that they could trust anybody ever again. And she feared that if it happened again, she was terrified. She knew how bad it had gotten. She really feared that if it happened again, that she'd be left with nothing, facing middle age without a safety net, financial safety net. And even so, when it came down to investing in herself to heal and never, ever let this happen ever again, she couldn't put herself first. And one of my clients, Tamara, and quite often she's listening into these live calls, live videos. So let me know, Tamara, if you are here. She felt the same. The thought of investing in herself was absolutely terrifying. She'd never put herself first in her life. And she'll be the first one to attest how scary that was. And she now absolutely thanks God that she did, because when she came to me, she was a broken mess, just overwhelmed by the future, facing a future on her own after leaving a very long-term marriage. And she was also self-sabotaging every chance she had of happiness and success. She's now so full of confidence and excited about her future that she's actually in discussions about starting her own radio show. I mean, honestly, I can barely recognize the empowered, confident woman she is now. And very shortly, I'm going to post a video interview she did with me, and you'll just see her. She's incredible. She had the most amazing transformation, and she is so glad she finally put herself first. But this just came down to realizing her own worth. That simple act of showing up for herself, valuing her worth, and investing in herself was actually what drove her to put the work in and change her life. She felt, gosh, I've invested in myself now. I've got to now do the work. And that is what stopped her. It gave her enough skin in the game, if you like, that gave her the motivation to stop self-sabotaging herself. And that is how she went on to have this incredible transformation. So if you don't believe that breaking a lifetime pattern of painful, unfulfilling, toxic relationships is priceless, and that investing in yourself will reward you in the long run, financially, spiritually, emotionally, and physically, then that's fine by me. Again, this is not about me. It's absolutely fine by me. It's your choice. But how can I help you to build a strong sense of self-worth, boundaries, and to never settle for less than you deserve again if you don't value yourself first? That's exactly what I said to Tamara. And that's when she realized, yes, I am worth this. I deserve this. And she was driven to put in the work and change her life. So if you're sick and tired of being sick and tired and stuck in the same toxic patterns and loveless, unfulfilling relationships, and ready, like Angela and Tamara, to step into the most confident, empowered woman, the most, the leader that you were born to be at work, who has strong boundaries and isn't afraid of confrontation, who steps up and knows her worth, and that everything she creates is what she deserves, and that she's good enough to live an amazing life, then do watch my free masterclass, How to Recover from Toxic Relationships, Fall Back in Love with Your Life, and Never Settle for Less Than You Deserve Again. And then let's talk. And if you're in any of those things that I've just listed, then I'll absolutely send you away with love and wish you all the best. Okay, so I hope that's been clear. You know, I am not for everybody, and that's okay with me. The women who are ready to go on and heal their lives, they are the ones who are absolutely ready to focus on them. Pour all that time, energy, and love they have to give into healing them. Know the value of deep inner work, and don't want just a little band-aid, but really want to break this lifetime of pattern and ready to invest in themselves. So thank you very much for joining me, and I will see you on my next video. Bye for now.